Okay, guys, welcome back to your Grimerica Outlawed Roundup. Coming at you January 19th, 2026 with Killswitch Killed and Took a Hard Right, along with a whole bunch of other stuff. Are we going to talk about, do you want to talk about, because I couldn't watch the deconstruction of myself, but I came across it and so I sent it to you. I seen my name in the title. You know what it was? I came across a short of it.
Oh, really? Well, where did you see that? That must have been really weird. Coming across a short of yourself in the wild
on YouTube, and then it went back to the main video that I sent to you that I just couldn't watch.
Well, I couldn't. I had a hard time watching it too, but I did. I just watched. I kind of figured out that there was a segment about you. So what we're talking about is, how Darren's written these open letters to the indigenous people in the Cree Nation and this. And isn't it weird that I warned you about the breakdown?
Yeah.
I mean, how weird is that? I'm like, dude, be careful, that guy. And sure enough, that he did. I don't even think I can call it a hit piece. It was more like dancing around, trying not to offend an Indian. Like, I don't think they just know how to handle you. Your Indian armor is fantastic. Because he's like
wannabe hit piece.
What?
It's a wannabe hit piece.
It's a wannabe hit piece. They couldn't even do it. I mean, and they showed your funny memes and stuff, and so of course they glanced over the Hitler tattoo like it's your tattoo. I mean,
what Hitler tattoo?
What?
Is there a Hitler tattoo in there?
In your meme, yeah, it was an upside down. It was an upside down word, right?
Okay, yeah.
I can't remember what it is now, but I'm just looking for my note here because I had a note of what they were saying to you, what they were calling you. They were trying to. I can't find it now. I texted it to you.
Let me see.
Oh, no, I can't find it. He was using these words like
basically trying to discredit you because of esoteric Grimerica and funny memes.
Yeah. Oh, maybe I didn't text you that part then.
Oh, bad faith.
Oh, bad faithy. It's kind of bad faithy. Like, he didn't want to really insult you just in case he's insulting an Indian, but he's like, he's from Ontario, but he says he's a treaty Indian in Alberta. I'm like, so what, dude? It's not like you were lying about, where you're from or anything. You weren't hiding anything. It's so crazy to watch these people dance around trying to do a hit piece. And then basically they use Grimerica, our original show, to discredit you because we talk about crazy stuff in Grimerica. Like, I can't remember. So it was he had a few of the episodes up there, like some crazy stuff we talk about, like just, and he's trying to use that as like, oh, we got to take these people seriously and stuff. Look at what they talk about on their podcast. He's got another podcast called Grimerica. But I'm telling you, there's these shills on X that are just pushing the mainstream narrative. It's like they have to have these people competing in this alternative media space that just feel fake. They just really do feel fake. He just comes across fake to me. Like, he's just pushing this thing. And then wait till you see the segment I've got that's very similar to this, what's happening. It's gonna blow you away.
Well, I wanted to start with your buddy Mo and ask you what the hell this sort of behavior is.
Mo, the premier?
Your premier Mo. Yeah. Oh man. So I'm trying this new format where I have two windows open here.
Yeah, me too. Yeah.
But it doesn't seem to be working for me.
And then bunch of tabs on each window, like Canadian tabs and then international or something like that, or first half, second half.
Yeah, but it's not working. So I got.
Anyways, in the meantime, I'm just gonna yabber on. I mean, what a fascinating time with everything going on geopolitically and in Canada, Alberta, the rise of Alberta. I mean, Darren's probably going to be, getting more famous as he talks about the Alberta separation. I mean, there's been a lot over the last week. There's been a lot of lineups, a lot of people. I mean, I'm really surprised at how much traction it seems to be getting. Would you agree that it's more than you thought, or what's your feeling on the overall participation so far?
It does seem to be a lot more than I thought. Yeah, I'd agree with that. It's I mean, I didn't expect to see all those lines and everything.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So
Well,
here, how about we do this?
do something because this thing
Can
is
you
for me.
I want you to hear. Tell me what animal you think this is. Okay, listen to this. Tell me what you think this is, because you're a hunter and stuff, right?
A snake. Did I hear it already?
Did you hear it?
Was it like the hissing sound?
You've got us. You have seen this before.
I can't see it because you're not sharing your screen.
It's the legendary Karen. Have you not seen this video
Oh
yet?
yeah, I seen the video. Yeah, I couldn't hear it though. I couldn't hear the maybe I couldn't hear the sound. I don't know.
Okay, I'm just gonna replay this for people. This is a classic. He's like, "What kind of bird is that?" It's a legendary Karen.
Hey, bro, what kind of bird is that? Huh? What kind of bird is that? First. I'm not really sure. I think it's a legendary Karen.
Excuse the language. Excuse the language, but it has to be played.
Get the hell out of here! You're not welcome! Go away! Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off!
This is just a Karen coming up on a bunch of duck hunters, and they're like, what's going on, lady? This is public private property. And she's like, exactly. She's just having a fit.
Fuck off! Fuck off! Fuck off!
It's got to be fake almost. Is it been shown to be AI?
You know, I think
it sounds like a bird.
I don't think it's AI. I could see it being like a put on, but I don't think so.
But it's the way it's the rest of the video that makes it feel real.
Because I swear I might have seen that same lady get like thrown down on a hiking trail by a guy on a motorcycle once.
No, that's not a lady. I don't think that was a guy that got thrown down.
Oh, was it? Yeah. The guy with the sticks?
Yeah. So she's trying to scare the decoys away.
Decoys, not ducks. Fucking retard.
Oh, fuck off! We don't want you shooting around here.
I don't give a fuck. I don't want you walking around here.
Oh, fuck off! This is public property.
Exactly my point. Thanks for proving our point.
We don't shoot anything alive. You fuck off.
These are already dead. These are already dead.
I don't care.
They're already dead.
I don't like shooting you. Fuck off. You fuck off.
Those birds identified as dead already.
Oh, fuck you! Fuck you! Fuck you!
Oh, I
They did
love
a pretty good
it.
job of laughing it off.
They did. I mean, those birds identified as dead already. I mean, I feel sorry for her, to be honest. It's pretty sad.
And at the end, he shoots a duck. I mean, what a finale.
Yeah.
I think I got this shit working. Let's see. Here's your buddy Mo.
Like, just wait a sec. We're gonna talk like to Josh Slocum tomorrow about all this, what's happening to the white liberal women, but what is happening to her where she just has to, like, okay, you disagree with hunting, like, just don't disturb the hunters. What is like, what's going on where they think they can just tell the hunters to fuck off? What's going on?
Well, they're the most protected people in the history of the world. I mean, let's be honest. We've been fucking protecting these bitches for thousands of years, and just more and more and more and more and more. Like, you know, we just built them the perfect world, and it's not perfect. As perfect as possible. There's still some rapey stuff, but I mean, that's getting worse. I would argue. I'm not going to get into the reasons for that here, but it seems to be getting worse. For a while there, we had a real golden age, but
like that Bill Hicks joke about Adam and Eve. That's not enough.
But
getting that from,
yeah. So they feel so safe, I guess, and it's not even like the younger women, you know, like those. So there's a certain age of women aren't going to go do that because it's fucking batshit crazy. But it's like it's these boomer bitches, man. They just feel like they're indestructible. They just get, you know, they've lived an entire life where fucking nothing could hurt them, and just I'm a white boomer. I mean, I'm on top of the world. Nothing. And now they're running into adversity and they don't really know how to handle it.
All right,
That's
let's do it.
Let's hear what your leader has to say.
The past number of months, we've seen this Prime Minister Carney, really elevate the Canadian credibility that we have in that international sphere of influence and trade influence. And we have always felt that needs to be a priority for our country. And we very much welcome the priority that Prime Minister Carney and the federal government is putting into that space as we speak. And I think we're seeing the fruition of some of that engagement with this agreement, which I think is foundational to the future of Canada today.
Sounds like you're out of separation.
Yeah, it sounds like he's being very political, isn't he?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, what is he going to say? He's going to come back from the trip when he shot that alarming glance when Carney slowly whispered the three words "New World Order," and then Scott Moe just went. I think he's just. What is he going to say? He's got to play it up a bit. I don't really care.
You don't care?
No, I mean he's just got to play ball right now.
He's just a politician too.
Yeah,
he needs some canola.
You got to kind of know when to what's the word I'm looking for? When to stand on the hill, or when to die. What is that? Why can't I think of the term?
Cut your losses.
No, when to fight or whatever.
Know when to hold them.
That's not it either.
Know when to fold them.
The hill to die on. That's what it is.
Know when to walk away.
I got to know what hill to die on. That's not the hill to die on.
Well, how about
especially if Saskatchewan is involved with some better tariff deals and stuff.
Can I just close there we go. So this is, can I zoom in too? Look at that. This letter, did you see the date on it?
1990?
Yeah. I was hoping to hide that from you so you could guess. But this letter is 35 years ago. Canada, oh man. Okay. Oh, it is. That is the bottom line. Okay. So I'll just read a bit of it to see where the sentiment was 35 years ago. Did it have doesn't have the month or anything. So I feel betrayed. Nobody asked me if I agree to give Quebec special status as a distinct society. I'm a taxpayer. That's my constitution too. Nobody asked me if I would agree to unanimous consent being required for Senate reform. And if no agreement, merely more appointment senators in 5 years. Nobody asked me anything about the Constitution in 1982, 1987, or 1990. The premiers of Western Canada had no mandate to surrender to Quebec. No, instead 11 men in secret met and made a deal pleasing to Mulroney and Bourassa, the two Quebecers who conned the country. It's not like a democracy. Behind closed doors, they beat down principles and carve up political territory so the rest of us can't see what's being done or why. The media tell us we are too stupid to understand. Some Canadians even agree. I don't. It's just like the mafia does business in secret. Oh, look at us, that double line must be AI. That's just a little joke because I see people just calling that little double line.
What?
I know.
I use that all the time. I've always used it for decades. That's not an AI thing.
So only the parties know. They call it the agreement principle. It's really agreement and personalities, not principles. It's agreement without principle. And who told Bill Vander Zalm that he could give in to Quebec for me, or Don Getty, or Grant Devine? Getty sounded like a wounded lover and Grant Devine like a cheerleader. I've never been closer to doing it, he gushed on television. One wonders what he meant and thinks of the closed doors. The Western premiers are a disgrace. Even Philman, what did he achieve? Some vague promises about a possible Senate reform of some sort someday, maybe, if Quebec and Ontario agree. Experts say the distinct society clause didn't override the charter. That's not what Bourassa says. In Quebec, remember, he says different things in different places, but the charter itself is subject to reasonable limits, as are demonstrably justifiable in a free and democratic society. No wonder Bourassa didn't want the clause clarified as subject to the charter. Anyway, do you think we need to read any more of it? Like, I'll read the last paragraph.
Yeah, read the end.
When will this disgusting spectacle end? When will Western Canadians quit hiding their heads in the sand and build a new nation in the West, and not before? It is separate or surrender. It always has been.
Wow. Well, that's a good way to finish there.
Douglas Christie, national leader of the Western Canada Concept, and that is from 1990.
Interesting.
Yeah, and there was sentiment in the 60s. It's just always been there. You know, just like it bubbles up every once in a while. Hopefully it just, you know, the hope being that it bubbles up more and more, I guess.
Well, the interesting part to me is that's a microcosm of what's happening in the West. Is why would they allow it to bubble up? Like, why can't they just the East must see this happening. They must feel the water boiling a little bit hotter and hotter and then coming up. Like, why do they continue treating the West like they do? It's the same thing that's happening in the West, in not Western Canada, but the West. Like, why are they allowing it to collapse? It's so crazy. They had it all. They had the institutions, they had the government, they had the media, they had it all, and they let it crash.
They got greedy. Where do you want to go next?
I thought you were pulling something up there, but
I could pull some stuff up. I'll pull something up. Let's pull up. Here's an interesting one. Do you know who makes? I mean, you'll probably guess this, probably, but who do you think makes the batteries for the Chinese cars that we just allowed into the country?
Brookfield.
Nailed
Or
it.
somebody else that Carney's got investments in?
No, you got it. You got it the first time. Here it is.
Just learned a fun fact I thought I would share with you all about the new EVs coming in from China. Guess what? The batteries are made by a company called Clarios. And when you go look up who owns Clarios, you guessed it, Brookfield. Brookfield owns that company that makes who the fuck is shocked? Hands up. Anybody? Nobody? That's what I figured. People are so fucking stupid.
Anyway.
All right. I'm gonna play a couple of clips there then from about China and coming him back. I mean, we might as well. Do you have the one where he just says the New World Order and then Scott Moe turns? Okay, we don't need to play that. It's been all over the internet, but it is kind of weird. What's your thought about that? Why he would say that so obviously and signal so hard to that? You have any thoughts?
I don't know. I mean, honestly, it's been said by so many people recently at a high level that it's kind of lost all meaning.
Yeah.
You know, you could probably find clips of almost every world leader right now saying New World Order.
Yeah, that's
From
true.
Trump.
But at this time with Trump and what Trump's doing and when he's in China, there's an added element.
He's probably trolling us.
Yeah, that's what I think too. Yeah, totally. That's why you said it so slow and so deliberate. It wasn't a slip up. Just landed in Beijing. The relationship between Canada and China has created opportunities and prosperity on both sides of the Pacific. And then this is from Matt Strauss here. China is ruled by a communist dictatorship currently perpetrating genocide. The tweet is dark as hell. It's also a bad strategy. I don't know. I mean, Bruce McGonigal here saying, here are the 5 key agreements Carney and Xi have agreed upon. Jaw-dropping stuff. Climate competitive clean energy, agriculture, food trade, multilateralism and global governance, public safety and security, cultural ties. Why would Canadians want even more global governance? What is the point of democracy? What?
Stop the clip. Is anybody calling him Carney yet? Or can we start that?
Carney. That's a good one. I like that. What is the point of democracy if it plays an ever-diminishing role in how our society is run? He's destroying freedom in Canada by giving the CPP a stranglehold. During COVID, now with the security agreement, will expand the network of policing with the government's continued blessing. Remember, folks, Carney is in a minority government. How can he so radically shift policy and how Canada is run without parliamentary approval? It is weird that the guy that crossed the lines went with him, right? Did you catch that?
Did he?
Yeah,
I didn't catch that. That is weird.
Yeah.
I would agree with that being weird. I thought I had another clip, a different clip that I can't find now.
Meanwhile, while you're looking for that, I'm just going to show you this quick graph here. This chart is simply unreal. This is from Michael A. Arouet. Did Canada join the EU or did it decide to deindustrialize on its own? This is investment in industrial machinery and equipment volumes, right? So this is a 1981 index equals 100. So there's 1981, right? Drops down a little bit in the 80s, comes back up to 1990, right? Up and down, up and down. Then look at what happens right around 2012, 2013, 2014. The US skyrockets up and Canada comes down hard, down to below 1985 level, down to the lowest level.
That's a shame.
Net zero, that's our target. I mean, man, I was arguing with people on Substack and it's just infuriating. They want all this evidence. Like, you're like, fuck, evidence that we've deindustrialized? There's some evidence for you based on lies, based on net zero bullshit. What else do you need? I mean, look around. It's infuriating.
Speaking of China and lies, I got this one here. This is Attention Canada. It's from James Lindsay. Historian Frank Decotter reveals the secret of how the CCP took advantage of Bill Clinton to get into the WTO and force the West to destroy our manufacturing capabilities and hand it over to the CCP and its People's Republic. So he's sending this to Canada sort of as a warning, I think. But it seems too late.
The countryside, but
take a listen to what this guy has to say and decide if it's too late.
The year 2000 is entirely bankrupt. The four state banks are awash in red. The state enterprises as a whole cannot generate a profit. This country is on the verge of utter and complete bankruptcy. In comes not just Bill Clinton, but others. May 99, Belgrade, NATO accidentally hits the Chinese embassy. Jiang Zemin is up in arms. You should read the transcript of what he says to the Standing Politburo. I read it in the archives. He says, the Americans hate us. We must build up our army. We must join the WTO, but not adhere to their rules. Okay? Now, this was not publicly available. But at this point in time, Bill Clinton apologizes several times, and the Chinese say, show your sincerity by allowing us to join the WTO, which Bill Clinton does a few months later. So from there onwards, it's a very clear story. Now, why should he have known better? Why should everyone else have known better? Because the People's Republic of China has a leadership which time and again has made it very clear that they are fighting capitalism and wish to maintain a socialist economy. Time and again. Because time and again, when it comes, for instance, to intellectual property rights, promises have been made every 2-3 years, which are then broken. There's a long record of making pledges and promises, more transparent governance, greater protection of intellectual property rights, strengthening the rule of law, opening up the country to foreign investment. Very little of that is ever done. The result of the WTO is that in an economy which suffers, we think of communism as lack of production, underproduction, but what we're talking about in China is overproduction, massive overproduction. Already with the Asian crisis in 1997, when China is seen as a sort of island of stability, about a fifth, if not 2/5, of the products that they make end up in warehouses. A total of some 68 square kilometers of warehouses in total where stuff is stored. They produce 30 million televisions. They can only sell 15 million. This goes on for bicycles, refrigerators, sewing machines, clothes, you name it.
So it's not just real estate that gets overbuilt. That's what makes the front pages of the Wall Street Journal.
Exactly. So this is before the WTO. So when they join, you can see what happens. All that stuff that has accumulated, factories are not allowed to go bankrupt. In a normal economy, bankruptcy happens when you cannot sell your stuff. Now, there's a point where you have to account for
There's a market discipline.
Yes, exactly. So what you have is boom and bust.
So they join the WTO and start dumping this.
And they can just export as much as they want to anyone. Not even Bangladesh is able to compete in the production of closed. But by 2004, 2005, so China has been allowed to join the WTO on promises and pledges and has not been required to reform the state enterprises.
Anyway.
So Andre Malosh in the chats, all the scandals and Chinese infiltration are well known, but Canadians are completely paralyzed by fear and conditioned to believe that democracy is the tooth fairy who will turn their ignorance into gold, and by servitude and conformism for more than half a century, Canadians deserve their chains. Yeah, I agree, Andre. I mean, this is the whole thing, democracy. That's the argument I was in today with somebody. Like, you think we're in a democracy, really? So can I do my segment now? My big segment there?
You can do your big segment.
This is the hard right. Darren, who's behind the hard right in Canada? Tell me.
Well, it's starting to feel like it's me.
I don't. You're not even a blip on the scale. So I don't know why. This was shared by the Greater Destiny blog on Substack, and I was
got to be Olivier, right? Or Trump, or
no,
Elon.
it's Elon. A map. I'm going to show you a reference guide to Canada's disinformation network. I mean, you're not going to believe this. From freedom to dominion, mapping Canada's nationalist turn. So this is like Greater Destiny. Doreen Greater Destiny shared this on her thing, and she doesn't like agree with all the stuff she shares. She shared yours. So I guess I can't complain. She's, sharing both sides, but I'm really interested in what you think of this. It's absolutely fascinating. So this is from, speaking of democracy, the Democracy Defender. Democracy Defender. So there's a PDF you can download. Conservative parties worldwide are being infiltrated by far right. So conservative parties worldwide, Darren, worldwide, infiltrated by far right nationalists and Canada.
Wait. That's just because conservatism is far right now.
I know. This is going to be the whole thing is going to make you infuriated. What began as the Freedom Convoys movement's protest against government overreach has evolved into something more sinister and ideological, a nationalist movement aimed at not limiting government, but at capturing it and restructuring it. Really? I'm sure that's what's going on. At the center of this authoritarian movement is a network of oligarchs, politicians, think tanks, digital propaganda operations, and dark money funding streams that connect Canadian far-right politics to a U.S. and global movement. Really? Understanding this architecture reveals how many ideas, money, and influence flow from international organizations through domestic intermediaries and into the Canadian political mainstream. It's important to draw the distinction between legitimate conservative politics and this coordinated far-right authoritarian movement who are infiltrating democratic structures to undermine democracy itself. In this article, we will identify key individuals.
Does infiltrating democratic whatevers mean that democratic structures mean they're like participating and running for office? Is that the...
It's the dark money behind it. In this article, we will identify key individuals and organizations driving this agenda, trace the money flows behind it. I'll give you a hint that there's not a ton of evidence, and the map the connections between Canadian politicians and global far-right.
And there needs to be some money coming from somewhere because we're competing against the federal government's funding.
Exactly. This is like part of the key thing here, right? What do they expect? But like I said earlier, the left has had control of the institutions, the media, the government for how many decades now, in Canada? I mean, I would even say that even the right.
Well, not only that, and they're unabashedly paying the media now.
Yeah. And they're and what, Klaus Schwab has penetrated your cabinet and you're worried about this little tiny thing here? I mean, it's going to blow you away. So anyways, the first step to dismantling this is to identify the players. Are you ready for who's you ready for how this is working, Darren?
I'm ready for my check.
USA Influence Heritage Foundation Project 2025, Dark Money, Big Oil, and Tobacco, and the International Democracy Union. So that funds the Atlas Network Control Hub, supposedly, and then policy and money laundering. And then it goes to advocacy and think tanks, compromised Canadian institutions. So Fraser Institute of Canada, MacDonald Laurier Institute are compromised. What?
Yeah, I could have guessed that. I mean, not compromised, just right leaning.
They're just right wing. They're just not actually, they're probably center. They're probably just not left wing. Justice Center for Constitutional Freedoms, Canada Taxpayers Federation.
Wait,
the people on YouTube that are actually doing good work. Wait till you see some of the. Wait till you see some
Constitutional Freedoms are right wing.
Yeah, dude. Wait till you see the Modern Miracle Network, Canada Strong and Free Network, and Canada Proud Mobilize Media. And then it goes to this other part of the flow chart here where it's targets and political actors label Conservatives Party of Canada, key politicians like Harper, Polivier, and Giovanni. And then it goes to Dominion Society extremist wing. As if there's a real connection here, right? So the International Democracy Union, the Global Far-Right Leadership Club. It's a worldwide alliance of far-right political parties. Provides the support network for this movement. Since 2018, former Canadian Prime Minister Harper has served as the organization's global chairman, making him the primary architect of conservative coordination across continents. Ooh. The IDU functions as what insiders call a best practices exchange, where member parties share strategies, disinformation techniques, and policy frameworks. You mean like, I don't know, fighting against the international rules-based order that's had control for the last 30 years? It serves as
wait, what about even just the WEF?
Yeah, exactly. You've got the WEF
plastered everywhere all the time, and everyone's fine with it.
It's okay for you to do it, but like these guys can't actually fight against that. It serves as a bridge to connect authoritarian movements. Like this is the fucking gaslighting. It drives me nuts. Who's acting authoritarian here in the last 10, 15 years? In the US, United Kingdom, and Australia. This is going to fucking wind me up. Okay, so let's just go to these guys here. I'll go back to that other one. This is the IDU, the Global Alliance of the Center Right. So they actually, I didn't realize they said that. The Global Alliance of the Center Right. So they're pretty careful to not say far right or hard right or alt right. I'm just going to read some of the Declaration of Principles here because it's important probably. This is back from in the 80s, right? Having regard to common convictions that democratic societies provide individuals throughout the world with the best conditions for political liberty, personal freedom, equality of opportunity, and economic development under the rule of law, and therefore being committed to advancing the social and political values on which democratic societies are founded, including the basic personal freedoms and human rights as defined in the UN Human Rights Declaration. So far, pretty mainstream, right? In particular, the right of free speech, organization, assembly, and nonviolent dissent, the right to free elections, and the freedom to organize effective parliamentary opposition to government. Okay. The right to a free and independent media. Sounds pretty far right. The right to religious belief, equality before the law, and individual opportunity and prosperity. Having regard to their common views that political democracy and private property are inseparable components of individual liberty, and that the socially oriented market economy provides the best means of creating the wealth and material prosperity, meet the legitimate aspirations of individuals, and of tackling social evils such as unemployment and inflation. Rejecting any form of totalitarianism, which brings so much suffering and restricts so many freedoms today. Declare their dedication to a just and lasting peace and freedom throughout the world. This is probably good timing to share this tab because this is what's coming from Reddit. So did you hear how common sense and peaceful that was? Like, I don't know. That sounds not extreme at all for a political ideology, right? To be organized at whatever level. This is from Jasmine Lane. This isn't fringe anymore. This is what fear-based media does to a country. This is what radicalization looks like in a modern, uncivilized society. And the liberal government with their right-hand man, the taxpayer-funded media, did this to our country. This is from Reddit or Ask Canada. How to prepare in case the shit hits the fan. Get a firearms license, get a rifle, ammo, and a gun. Learn to use it. The Canadian government is looking into creating a national defense force, 300,000 active members. It's a volunteer force, and joining would include training with firearms, drones, and other modern combat-related stuff. Join up and help defend our nation. If you're conversing with someone from the U.S. about politics, encourage the use of violence against the U.S. government. Encourage organizing and the formation of resistance groups. Do what you can to break down cohesion within the U.S. and normalize the idea that violence is appropriate to use against the government. If the Americans kill each other, this will weaken them and enhance our relative security. Are you fucking kidding me?
Who's this from though? Just some guy on Reddit?
This is on Reddit.
Yeah. Okay, so it's just how many upvotes?
171.
Oof.
Communicate with other Canadians and help build communities of people in order to enhance our mutual defense and erode American soft power. Normalize the idea that killing Americans is just and appropriate if they invade. We need to normalize thinking of America as an enemy state, similar to how we thought about the Nazis during World War II. How much you want to bet this is propaganda from you know where, right?
China?
I'm not going to read anymore, but it's just like it's more of that the same.
We want
So let's go back to this here. So this is the key Canadian players in this network. So this totalitarian, authoritarian network, let's name names. Here we list the Canadian politicians who serve as the primary conduits between this international strategy and domestic implementation. You ready? Harper, Poilievre, Randy Holback, and they've got this. Look at this. I mean, you can tell probably AI did this, right? The architect. So Harper's the architect, coordinates global conservative strategy, provides legitimacy to national movements. Pierre Poilievre, the mainstreamer, brings IDU strategies into Canadian federal politics. I mean, we can make an argument because we're not even PP fans. I mean, you know, the best he might do is slow things down, but I mean, he could be looked at legitimately as controlled opposition. Yet they've got him in here as the mainstreamer. Randy is the coordinator, manages day-to-day IDU communications. Novak is the connector. Daniel Smith, the disruptor, tests the limits of federalism with Sovereignty Act, models institutional defiance. Scott Moe, the implementer, rapid deployment of populist social policies bypassing courts. They've got Doug Ford, Candace Bergen, Michael Cooper, the attack dog, defends Freedom Convoy, attacks judicial activism. No shit, attacking judicial activism. You think activism belongs in the judiciary? This is mind-boggling. This is all they have. This whole document is the best they can do to fight back against far-right, hard-right propaganda.
Ooh, they got an East Indian in there.
Shuv Mujumbar, the foreign policy hawk, coordinates anti-China, pro-Israeli positioning. Michelle Rempel-Garner, the networker, represents CPC interests in global forums overlapping with the IDU. So then they get into this Atlas network, providing the academic cover. So this is where the Fraser Institute and all that gets in here. The Justice for Constitutional Freedoms, Canadian Taxpayers Federation, mobilization engine. They build donor lists, axe the tax campaigns, feed directly into CPC. Like, what is the opposition party supposed to do? Is this all illegal? Like, it's okay for the Liberals to do it at 100 times more of a scale than this? So here, let's reveal who they are. This is now they're getting into like these funding flows, right? Strategic direction. Michael Binion, he's the big guy here. The financier, channels energy sector money through MMN to CSFN to digital propaganda operations. So a lot of this is about the energy companies putting money into politics to get, regulations removed and stuff like that, common sense things to help reindustrialize Canada. So here's some same people here: Novak, the connector, Cliff Friars, the architect. He's a board member. There's some strategists and lobbyists here, manufacturing advocates, the industry voice, disinformation network. So this is where we get to the fun part. So this is where Darren Grimes comes in. imagine if I cry America. The organizations below transforms Atlas policy and political messaging into rage bait, viral content designed to polarize voters. So forget the lies and all that on the other side, but this is going to be polarization, right? Calling out those lies is polarization. Undermining trust in traditional media and democratic institutions. So here we go. Mobilize Media Group, One Persuasion, True North Center, the Post Millennial, Rebel Media, and Canada Strong and Free Network. So again, they've got these labels, right? So we've heard of most of these people, but let's say that One Persuasion is this Hamish Marshall guy who, what did he start up? Look like the Data Miner, Rebel Media. He's a former Rebel Media founder. The Data Miner, lead pollster for Polivier, builds targeting lists for movement. Mobilize Media Group, the propagandist, most effective political social media operation. Turns policy into rage baiting, inducing memes. Spent, how much do you think they spent? Big money. Oh,
On
big
memes?
money.
How much on memes?
On rage baiting, the Mobilize Media Group.
300 million.
208,000 to 278,000.
Ooh, I was off by an order of
on
magnitude.
meta ads alone. So I mean, that was just on meta ads, but okay. So Canada's Strong and Free Network here run digital training camps. So here we go. Here's the hard right members of parliament. The National Populist Wing, federal MPs, and the Freedom Movement. Oh, freedom. I thought it was authoritarian. Now it's freedom.
Freedom.
Oh, it's quote freedom. Oh, this group represents the most aggressive push toward nationalist populism within mainstream Canadian politics. These people really believe that it's a bunch of racist fucking authoritarians, right? They really do believe that. It's sick. These MPs bridge the gap between street level freedom activism.
Wait, isn't Giovanni black?
Yeah, it doesn't protect him for this, no, because he's like Yale trained, and he's met with Dominion. He's got a picture with Dominion.
I bet you he gets called a fake black all the time. What's the word for these? An Uncle Tom?
Uncle Tom, yeah.
Oh.
But I don't know if he's black. I think he's brown.
Ray Diabo sent a picture to me of me with an apple with a headdress on, which I assume is derogatory.
So they bridge the gap between street level freedom activism, like, I don't know, the convoy maybe, and federal legislative power, often with direct ties to U.S. conservative movements. Darren, directly tied to MAGA, and explicitly anti-institutional rhetoric. Here we assess the street level. So there's Jamil Javani there. Okay. Okay, get this. This is the institutional threat level. His institutional threat level is critical. Yale educated intellectual cover for extremism, building youth cadre, photographed with Dominion. He's photographed with Dominion Society members. Oh my God. These connections are so deep. He's a close personal friend of J.D. Vance, and he's participant in national conservative summits. And he's the critical threat. Let's go to the high threat. That's Andrew Lawton, former True North and Rebel Media journalist, vocal freedom convoy defender. Oh boy. Direct media to politics pipeline, legitimizes convoy style populism in parliament. So then they've got Roman Baber, Leslie Lewis, Michael Cooper again. Oh, he's got moderate to high risk. He's an effective attack dog in parliament, normalizes anti-judicial rhetoric. And then John Rustad. Oh, he's high too. Transform the fringe party into major provincial force, testing ground for federal strategy. Excuse me.
The BC Conservatives are a fringe party.
Well, no, they were like, he combined them all right into a legit, I guess, a party that almost beat the NDP. It was Andre saying this is a very good flowchart and an essential document that should be publicized. It is. It's on Substack. There's a link in the show notes. it's not very good though, Andre. It's a bunch of slop, to be honest with you, because I'll tell you what I think it is. It's them again accusing others of what they do themselves, except on this, it's like a minuscule level. It's like 1/100th of what they do on the other side. Not that I'm defending any of this. It's just infuriating that that they come up with this big fucking document that's a bunch of bullcrap. The most alarming development is the emergence of explicitly ethno-nationalist organizations, racists seeking mainstream political legitimacy. So then they talk about the Dominion Society and the male-only second sons. The Giovanni connection here, this is what I'm going to read. Relationship with Dominion is particularly concerning. During his Restore the North campus tour at the University of Toronto, Mississauga, when asked directly about remigration, I mean, is this really all they have? He responded that it was complicated rather than rejecting the concept outright. Like, you have to do better than this. Mainstream media or these shills like democracy defenders have to do better than this. You have to provide better receipts. This is just not enough. This is going to be laughed at because you're doing 100 times worse than this. And we have the receipts. We've been talking about it for years. And that's why you're pissed off and you're calling everything disinformation. He was subsequently photographed with individuals wearing Dominion Society insignia. The influencer gap. Due to Meta's social media news blackout, voters couldn't easily verify claims through traditional media links. Political influencers filled this void, often funded through untraceable sources, acting as shadow press that interpret rather than report news. Oh, because we need CBC and CTV to do all the reporting, right? If it's not them, it's not real journalism, right? This is a serious problem in Canada. So then they get into micro-targeting and division tactics here, the 2025 election. There's ethnic community targeting. Like Vancouver spread narratives about Mark Carney's economic ties. Wow. Maybe the CBC should have spread some truth about Carney's economic ties, and then people wouldn't be doing that. You see? They get into professional community targeting. And then here's money. Let's look at the money sources, key corporate sponsors and partners. These corporations fund the digital infrastructure and conferences that connect far-right activists to political power in Canada. So then they've got, this is where they get into the oil and gas, right? Enbridge. One of these I'm going to show you because it's interesting. Labatt. Oh, so like get the strategic interest here, okay? This is fascinating because Enbridge, opposition to environmental regulation, federal energy policy influence. Okay. And Michael, this modern miracle network, Michael Binion's vehicle for channeling energy money into political activism. Okay. Maybe is that allowed or is it not allowed? You can do it through net zero and all the WEF stuff and the UN and all this other bullshit, and we can't do it or they can't do it through this. So a Canadian Association of Petroleum Producers, resource extraction deregulation, provincial rights expansion. Okay. Sounds like common sense to us. You see, this isn't providing anything. This is actually just, okay. And what's so bad about all this? Besides trying to tie it all to Dominion as racist, when if you read Dominion's website, they're not racist. They're not saying that. I'm not saying that they're actually not. I mean, maybe some of them are, but they're not. They're basically being very careful what to say. They want remigration. So do a lot of people, because you've abused immigration and you haven't planned for it and you haven't built the infrastructure to support it. The dark money trail. So this is where it gets.
It repeats itself.
Well, kind of, and this is all it sounds AI generated, but so here's like some of the money. Let's just see what I mean. You and I have gone through the foreign global affairs stuff, all the NGO rackets, billions upon billions upon billions, the consultants that they spend to keep this government in power, 22 billion, and they spend 1.2 million here to political operations. Wow. 500,000 individual donations. I mean, is this really all you have? You can't do any better than this? Come on. Step up your game.
Influencer sponsorships. How do we get one of those?
12 million. Well, estimated. So you don't even know, just 12 million estimated in the election. No requirement to reveal funding sources, cash or crypto payments, political content without broadcaster disclosure requirements. Oh no.
Ooh, we take crypto.
Alternative media. And then look at this government pre-campaign. I don't even know what this is. Pre-campaign advertising in Ontario. There was 112 million spent. Classified as public information, but flagged as 38% partisan by Auditor General. And there was some here like messaging to avoid like Canada's not for sale messaging, which isn't really even right wing. I mean, it's more left wing right now because they're involved. Estimated amount anti-car. Okay, here's some good ones. So this is again just this redoing it in a different way, right? Energy sector, anti-carbon tax messaging, character assassination of Carney, activist training, legal challenges, Oh, here's the Canada Not for Sale campaign. 280,000 on red hats alone. I don't know. Is that illegal? If it's illegal, then tell us. But if it's not, what's the big deal? That's more of like Canada Not for Sale. So here's the bit. Now I want you to focus on this. This is going to blow you away. This is where it's like, we're accusing you of what we do ourselves. Because you and I have talked about this circle jerk that happens, right? Listen to the way they describe it. The Binion Bridge, how it works. The most significant identified pipeline runs through this Michael Binion's dual role. The Modern Miracle Network raises funds from energy executives, Canadian resource promotion. They transfer to Canada Strong and Free. Oh, actually, this isn't the one. It's the next one below that I want to talk to you about. But this is, so they say they transfer the money to Canada Strong and Free. Then it distributes to third parties like West Coast Proud and Canada Proud. Then the money reaches Mobilized Media Group, labeled as consulting or ad placement, and Elections Canada sees only the final transaction. Original energy donor identity is hidden. Okay, I would throw a challenge out there. If this is illegal and this isn't wrong, then get rid of it. Get rid of it. Let's do it fairly. And then you guys can't put billions and billions into your bullshit, and they can't put millions into theirs. And here's the cycle. This is what we talk about all the time. The power of this architecture lies in how the three components reinforce each other. Think tank releases a study claiming the Supreme Court oversteps its bounds, well, which it probably fucking did, or the CBC threatens democracy. It does. Number two, the propaganda arm transforms the study into 15-second videos and memes. The Supreme Court is activists, fire them. Three, the politician, Giovanni Lawton Polivier in this case, cites manufactured public outcry to introduce legislation limiting court power or cutting CBC funding. I mean, that's the worst example you can come up with. We've been talking about this, that you're doing this in the government with the mainstream media and with all your NGOs, and it's 100 times worse than this. And you want to reveal this, your strategy to everybody and accuse the other side of doing it? It's going to blow up in your face. This cycle allows radical proposals to gain mainstream acceptance through coordinated amplification across multiple channels, each lending credibility to the others. If you don't have more than this, I would just shut up about it, because it's going to blow back in your face.
Hopefully. One can hope.
What do you think? Isn't it infuriating, or why does it infuriate me so much?
Well, I don't know. I didn't find it because I mean, there's not really any connections there. It's just like.
But you should see all the comments. Oh, thank you for this. Oh my God, they're finally identified. Oh my God, like they've been like disclosed this big like web of corruption.
Huh. Doesn't seem corrupt though. This seems like, I mean, I don't know that's good, but it just seems like standard politics, doesn't it? I just want to know how we get a check. That's what I want to know. We take crypto. Well, how about this? Do you hear about this one? This is over in my neck of the woods. Oh, why can't I hear it? There we go.
Parts of rural Alberta are trying to convince the federal government to legalize the sale of unpasteurized milk. Sam Sampson now on what's driving that push and why health experts warn against it.
So this is Lou. This is our milk cow.
Candace Wiley sold raw milk for years to hundreds of customers in northern Alberta, which is illegal. But since she was fined $50,000 by the province of Alberta, she now only milks for her family. The demand for sales, though, hasn't gone away.
I'd love to be able to do that again. Yeah, I know they're missing it.
Selling unpasteurized milk has been illegal in Canada since 1991 due to the high risk of contracting deadly bacteria. Still, Wiley wants to sell her product again. She says she follows regulations from the US, where some states allow farms and grocery stores to sell raw milk. Supporters of the raw stuff can cure lactose intolerance.
I was going to say, is this even this whole segment is because of what RFK is doing? Did you hear that raw milk's get back on the menu in the States?
Yeah, it could be. Can't rule it out.
Yeah.
It seems like there's been a pretty big underground raw milk community out here for a while, but I mean, it's just time to, I don't think they'll be successful, but it's a time to try.
$50,000 fine. That's pretty nasty.
For milk.
Tolerance, which the U.S. Food and Drug Administration refutes. They also claim pasteurization kills off essential nutrients. Scientists say the process does not significantly alter milk's nutritional value. But Wiley argues a lack of Canadian rules leaves sales open to the black market.
It's just creating a riskier, environment and more risk for issues, for health issues. Whereas if it were regulated, then it would provide, a safer way.
There's so much support to have raw milk sold directly on farms to customers that municipalities in Alberta are lobbying Ottawa to make it legal. An organization representing nearly 70 rural areas in Alberta passed a resolution to permit, under specific conditions, the on-farm sale of unpasteurized dairy products. Local Reeve Ryan Ratzlaff says his constituents want this law changed.
When you look at the price of milk in the grocery store, if I could give that to my neighbor and support my neighbor, I'd rather do that than give it to the big conglomerates, right?
Still, experts warn raw milk is not safe.
Some of these pathogens can be transmitted.
Can you ask how many people died from raw milk in the last decade?
It's unbelievable we're dealing with.
Right through the milk, so they might already be in there. And if we don't treat it, then people can still be exposed.
The next steps for Alberta advocates include getting the province on board, but that might be tough. A spokesperson for Alberta's agriculture minister says point blank, the province does not support the sale of raw or unpasteurized milk. Wiley says she'll stick with the raw stuff.
I would never have a glass of milk. I didn't enjoy it.
Do you now?
I could drink a liter a day.
A risk she says she'll keep taking. Sam.
So key findings from reliable sources like Public Health. What if we don't think they're reliable? Public Health Agency of Canada, systematic reviews and outbreak data. A 2022 review of disease outbreaks linked to dairy products in Canada and the US. So from 2007 to 2020, 20 outbreaks involving unpasteurized raw dairy, resulting in 449 illnesses, 5 deaths, 124 hospitalizations. They were spread across North America.
That doesn't sound so bad. But
Yeah.
that has done worse than that. Hasn't it?
I mean, that's just grok. So, I haven't checked the source. I haven't gone to the source of that yet, to see if that's right. But let's just go with
All right,
that.
well, I'm gonna play this clip, then my title piece, then we'll go to the plus. This is Bannon's War Room, but I just thought it was kind of funny because we were talking last week about the APP meeting with the Trump administration.
What President Trump's argument to Canada is, and they just kind of blew it off, but when he talks about defense, what he's making the point on the Arctic is that Canada is kind of like Ukraine, right? The Chinese and the Russians are up there and they see the undefended northern territories of Canada. They're going to take a bite. The Canadians
they
got to
already
understand something.
They already are.
They're
Here's the
going
deal,
to
Stan.
intrude in your territory, and they're going to dare you to do anything about it. And
Here's
you're going
the
to turn
deal.
to Big Brother. Go ahead.
We're getting Alberta is the linchpin. So when Trump says Canada's going to be the 51st state, he's speaking, he's vamping, he's having a little fun. But what he's really saying, because I know a lot of the guys in charge of the Albertan separatist movement or their prosperity movement, Alberta, they've already met twice now with the State Department. The Albertans are ready to vote in the next 6 months. They're getting out of the Canadian Union. They're going to become an independent state, independent country. We're going to recognize them, and that's going to put them on the pathway to becoming the 51st state. And here's why that's important. Alberta has a bevy of untapped rare earth minerals. They have the world's largest geothermal energy sources. They have some of the world's largest natural gas and oil deposits. So when Trump says Canada is becoming the 51st state, he's really talking about Alberta, and that's important because that's a gateway to the Arctic. Greenland is another gateway to the Arctic. So when we talk about hemispheric defense, we're not just talking about Latin America.
Yep.
We're talking about the polar
Yep.
regions too, Steve, and how they all link
Yep.
together.
What do you think?
Well, I like it. Yeah, I agree.
I see Kyle in the chats says it's I guess white on the inside, Indian on the outside.
You're an apple, Darren.
I'm an apple. I think that's like could be Kyle's like brother-in-law or something. That's that character. He's probably he's from Kyle's Res, so I've been busting Kyle's balls.
Which guy's from Kyle's Res?
The Russ Diabo guy has been busting my balls on Twitter.
Oh, I don't know.
A pretendian. All right. Should we run over to title piece? Okay, this is part of the title piece. Killswitch killed. We were talking about McAfee last week, right?
I knew that's who you're going to be talking about.
Did you know that? Do you know why?
Well, I was thinking about who else has a kill switch set up. I mean,
do you know what the kill switch kill is?
It would be what?
It's not going to blow your mind.
Okay, I was going to guess some sort of crypto canceling thing, but
well, this is just a lead up clip of McAfee before he died.
How did the American shadow government come into existence? First, you have to understand what that shadow government is. It's a loose-knit collection of constantly warring factions within the American intelligence community, chiefly led by the CIA, the NSA, the Army, Navy, and Air Force intelligence. These groups have the true knowledge of what's really happening in the world. Do you think the media knows? No. Do you think even presidents know? Why should they? They're only there for 4 years, maybe 8, and then they're gone, and a new one has to be moved in and polished. No. Do you think if we had aliens that they would tell the presidents about them? No. They don't have a need to know. So even presidents are given pablum as information by the intelligence services because the intelligence services are there until the people die. You never retire, and you know what's best for America if you are in one of America's intelligence services. Did we vote them in? Did we give them that power? No. But it is the power that they took. And how did this fucking happen? It happened in the 1950s. Dwight Eisenhower warned us about this as he left office. The first president to go to war with the CIA, well, he survived. The next president who went to war with the CIA, John F. Kennedy, we know what happened to him. No other president has challenged the CIA. Why would you? The CIA would view you as a national security risk if you did not do what they asked. End of story. And thanks for listening.
There's some legendary McAfee. So here's a question for you. Do you remember that apartment building that just sort of collapsed out of the blue in Florida?
Yep.
Do you remember when that happened?
2019 or 2020?
I don't know. But it was the same day John got killed.
In jail?
Yes.
Wow. So that was somebody killing the Killswitch?
Yes.
We all remember the apartment complex that
Before we get to that part, who do you think got the cleanup contract?
Let me guess. Who's the one that was going around Iraq and all that? Bechtel, or what's the other one?
Not a private company.
Not a private company? What do you mean not a private company?
Government. Military.
Well, who should get it? FEMA or the...
Not FEMA.
Not the CIA.
Not the CIA. Not American.
Not American. Mossad?
IDF.
What?
we all remember the apartment complex that just mysteriously building 7'd into rubble in North Miami. That was in Bal Harbor. That happened on the same night that John McAfee died. Wow. And it's believed that he had an apartment or information stored in this one little apartment in Bal Harbor. When that apartment building collapsed, they didn't let American response teams or like emergency teams do all the digging. Jake, I'm not even kidding. Go look this up. They literally brought in the IDF to dig through the rubble. There's dude, it's Ron DeSantis had a whole ceremony where he was like patting the IDF on the back. He's like, thanks.
How can they rationalize this? How can they bring the
Dude.
IDF to handle American matters? This is insane.
Dude.
June 24th, 2021.
June 24th, 2021. So I thought that was interesting. I never heard that one. I never heard that before.
I mean, I wonder what they said, why the IDF is coming all over. Because what kind of excuse would you use? There's classified material in here that only the Israeli Defense Force can see.
So, I mean, before we jump out of the free half,
So are you thinking that his kill switch, then they captured it or killed his kill switch?
They blew that apartment to get it. I think it was probably like a computer or something in there.
Yeah.
Hooked up to the internet.
Because I thought you were going to say something about Trump in 2024 or,
No. Hopefully McAfee's still alive. I just wanted to show you these quick. Have you seen these?
Well, I saw a couple of them and I thought at first it was fake, but then I started seeing them on the balcony and stuff. I'm like, oh my God.
Beautiful snow, dude. Look at it. It can't take long to make a glacier, right?
That's a good point. Yeah.
That's the main reason I grabbed these clips, because it was like, it really can't take long to make a glacier if you have snowfalls like this. I mean, those are huge drifts that have blown in from the storm, obviously, but one storm.
Oh my God. Where are you going even? Like, where are you going to go?
What's the point
Gonna
of
take your car out?
Yeah. Where are you going? I mean, it wouldn't take much, right? What if you got 3 of those in a row?
Yeah.
What if you got that and you didn't have those apartments?
Yeah.
If you're in like teepees and shit. Anyway.
Yeah.
Getting stoked about PV. What is that? I don't even know what that is. Anyway. I guess that's it for this week's roundup. We do have another half we're going to get to over in the plus section. If you want to check that out, head over to Grimerica Outlawed.ca today. Sign up for monthly. $6 a month. You get all the other halves of the extra extensions of these and all the interviews. Check out Grimerica.ca for the podcast and contact at thecabin.com for trips and events going to Easter Island in a couple of months, and you can come with us. Adultbrain.ca for audio books. Do you want to Anarchapulco? You should go down for that.
No, I don't,
All right. We'll start
I
us
only
off.
want to travel for our stuff right now. I just don't have the itchy feet anymore, man. I'm a homebody now.
Start us off in the second half.
All right. So I'm going to read this Health Ranger post. It's pretty interesting. InfoWars is now reporting that insider sources say Trump will declare insurrection act this week.